Hey folks, welcome to another video in my Python tutorial series. My name is Ajit and let's quickly jump onto it. We already learned how to write our first program in Python and we called it Hello World. Now let's see some important aspect of the Python language. First thing is variable. So variable is nothing but a placeholder that saves some value, or it saves any type of data in your program, which can be later used to assign values or to modify anything in your code. So in this example, I'm going to create a new variable and call it, give it a name called message and assign it a value. So welcome to Python. Okay, so here is the name of the variable, it's called message, and here is the assignment operator, which is equal to sign. That's how you assign values to a variable. And here is a string that I've assigned to this variable. Now this string gets stored in a memory, and for that memory the location is identified with this name. So anytime if you call out for this variable in your program, it's going to give you this particular value. So let's call this variable and print it over here. So print message, and it shall give you the output, welcome to Python. So that's how you see the output. If you print this again, you shall see the message. So this is how you could use a variable and print it. Now I could also reassign this variable and give it something else. So let's see, welcome world. And now this time let's print it. Now this shows your code runs line by line. For example, it first printed this statement over here, then we gave it a variable and variable value, it's welcome to Python, and then we reassign that value to welcome world, and then we printed. Okay, so when we printed the message, the last value it gave us, the value it gave us is the last value that we assigned to the variable. So you could always define variable, give it one value and reassign that value later. Okay, so variable can be of, as I said, variable can store any data type. So let's consider another variable and give it a name num and give it a value of 2. And if we try and print num instead of message, that should give us the value. So we got the output 2. Now when you write code, it's also important to mention comments. So comments can make a lot of sense when the other person reads through your code, or when you revisit your code sometime later. So how do we write comments? So if you want to write a single line comment, you could use this hash mark or a pound sign and just write comment, or whatever you want to write. So I'm just using comment number 1. Okay, and this line of code will be ignored by the Python interpreter, right? So nothing happens there, it just prints the hello world. So similarly, if you want to, you can simply let's comment out this code for now, so that it's not executed, and you could see just the output 2 in our example. Right, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is better, right? So as you can see, the output is only 2. Now in this terminal, anytime you want to clear, you can simply write clear command, and that should clear the console, right? So not only that, you could do some mathematical calculations while you assign the variable as well. So I'm performing calculation right here in this variable while I assign that variable. So that's the beauty of Python. You could do a lot of, this language is very flexible. You could do a lot of things while when you execute the code, and that makes this language very amazing. The next thing we are going to learn is the Python terminal. So we'll start the terminal session.